Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Fantasy Suites week on The Bachelor turned into a very real disaster. Zach Shallcross defied the Fantasy Suites tradition on the March 20 episode by telling host Jesse Palmer that he vowed to have no sex of any kind with the 3 remaining women. The Fantasy Suites are where the Bachelor finally gets to spend some overnight time with his final suitors away from the cameras. Zach acknowledged that the animalistic desire would be hard to ignore, but argued that sex in the Fantasy Suites is not how I imagine a healthy engagement should start. But right off the bat, it's clear Zach and his remaining pseudo. The first date belonged to Ariel, who, before she met up with Zach at one of Thailand's famous night markets, said in a confessional, "Being physical with someone is a big part of loving someone and getting to know them." Zach and Ariel were only just able to keep their hands apart after trying a variety of bugs at the market. Zach remarked, "My body just becomes hot when I kiss Ariel. Please turn on the S/C." Despite their chemistry, Zach broke the bad news to Ariel later that night at dinner. "I was a little disappointed," Ariel said of Zach's revelation. "I think it's important to keep it sexy, so I definitely want to have those physical moments as well. But I always want him to feel supported, to feel cared for." Though things got hot and heavy once they got to the Fantasy Suite, the next morning, Zach revealed that he managed to keep his promise. "I came into this week not wanting to involve sex, and with Ariel, it was more difficult than I could have ever imagined," Zach admitted. "But we both agreed on it, and it was very important to just have conversations and not have sex involved." Next up, Zach and Gabby took a boat to a private island, during which Gabby opened up about always feeling second in her relationships, and revealed that some of those feelings were starting to creep back in her relationship with Zach. She huddled behind a palm tree, a champagne glass in her hand, saying, "I feel really silly and idiotic, and I hate this. I experience a variety of emotions, including revulsion and nasty feelings. Why can't I feel joyful? Even going back there doesn't seem possible to me." Zach managed to comfort Gabby and make her feel secure, until he told her about his no sex rule at dinner. "I wasn't expecting him to make that decision," Gabby said in confessional. "I wouldn't say that it brought me relief, to be honest with you." The following morning, Gabby insinuated that all she and Zach did was cuddle. However, Zach looked ready to burst apart at the seams with guilt. "The whole night was a very passionate night for Gabby and I," he said. "It was really special. But my whole perspective on how I thought the week was going to go changed, because something really special happened between us in the Fantasy Suite, and now I feel like I'm holding in a secret." With a bombshell like that, Jesse simply had to visit Zach in his room, where the Bachelor came clean about what went on in the suite. "We both agreed and wanted to have sex together," Zach told Jesse. "It was very special. It was important. It was what we both needed and wanted for the relationship. I feel terrible, obviously, because I've gone against my word. I have fears about how would Katie feel, how would Ariel feel, how would all the women feel." Well, time to find out. A guilt-stricken Zach visited Gabby and told her he let their little secret slip out while talking to Jesse, and the admission didn't exactly sit well with her. "I do feel like my trust was broken because I did feel like it was between us," Gabby said in confessional. "Now it's between us plus everyone else including Katie, who had the final Fantasy Suites week date with Zach, after a brief kayak trip down a Thailand river. It started to rain and Zach couldn't hold his secret any longer. I have been intimate this week," Zach told Katie. "It was a decision between us that made sense to further the relationship." Sitting side by side in the rain, Katie was taken aback. "I get that you wanted to tell me, and I know you're saying that because you respect me," she responded, "but I could have honestly went without hearing that." Katie, though visibly upset, mostly managed to hold it together while chatting with Zach, but it was a different story in confessional. "Well, I'm crushed," she said. "The first thing I basically hear come out of his mouth is, I set boundaries and parameters about coming into this and not being sexual with other girls, but hey, I want to let you know I was." After a tense conversation with a member of production in which Katie said she was "sove," King confused. The simmering tension was alleviated at dinner when Zach said he just can't keep secrets because it will literally make me sick to stomach. "I feel a lot better," Katie said after dinner. "In relationships, things aren't going to be easy all the time. Obviously, this is a very strange circumstance, but I had the clarity I needed and wanted from him. It feels good." Curiously, though, it was never made clear if Zach and Katie eventually breached the law themselves. Finally, during the rose ceremony, Zach sent Ariel home by giving flowers to Gabby and Katie. "I'm hurt because I know how great of a person he is," Ariel said. "I know that I felt this way for the first time in a while for a reason."